Hello, and welcome to episode 115 of Super Pros Bros. You good? I'm player 2, Eli, and with me as always is...
Player one, Ike, and Broverine. Did you know this pod is on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spoofy?
I did not bro collapse. I was the same place as people could.
Like,
Comment
share.
and subscribe.
Sure is.
I said it was forced as fuck.
I thought you were referring to my shirt.
Nope.
Because you said that after I showed you my awesome and clearly
No.
you guys are getting on topic shirt. Hope you guys can read backwards.
Yeah, shirt's dope.
Yeah, well, I showed you a shirt and you went, that was forced as fuck.
Because I
I
was
didn't realize
writing
you
in
were
my
referring to
brow.
that. No.
Shittiest one I think I've ever submitted.
No, it's so forced. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
I was giggling at your like, hello. Like it was like some so tempted to say governor, like just at the beginning. It just sounded so just shit British accent.
Hello, governor.
Yeah. Oh man. So what you been up to other than creating horrible punny bro names for X-Men?
Committing that literary atrocity.
Yeah.
So I went up to Canada not this weekend but last because there was Path of Exile nonsense happening and
couldn't do it inside American borders.
No, it's
Don't
crazy.
arrest me.
So Hybs and I have it's kind of an excuse for us to actually meet up in person and do have a little LAN party. And so it was gonna be his birthday, so I just went up to him, nice. Hung out. Went up Thursday night, was there Friday, Saturday. I came back Sunday morning. Had a ton of good food. Had mostly a pretty good time. We had a very dumb. We did a dumb thing, and we shouldn't have done this. And I'm never doing this again. So we had somebody who had never played Path of Exile functionally, and we tried to drag them with us on League launch. The problem is that we have played this game for fucking ever.
Yeah.
So we have a very good idea of how to play. And we go at a fairly good clip.
Is this Shuck?
This was Shuck.
Yeah.
And we should not have dragged Shuck through with us because it was we had to slow down to accommodate them. They didn't get to read and then understand what the fuck they were doing. So we just fucking
everybody was
pulled. Everybody's just uncomfortable and a bit frustrated. And it was just all right, we shouldn't if we're gonna have somebody who wants to play this game, we're not fucking doing it on League launch. I will not be a part of this. This was a bad idea. Just nobody got what they wanted. Everybody was annoyed. Yeah. It just took us an extra fucking 2.5 hours, 3 hours to finish the campaign. God damn it. It was just stupid. What are you doing? Come on. So, outside of that, great visit. I had, again, way too much food. I got sent home with fucking such delicious cake. I still have a slab of in my fridge.
It was his birthday as well, right?
Yeah. And so his wife made the same cake that we had on the 4th down in Oregon because Sean's mother-in-law, stepmom, is a fucking good baker. And she made this brown butter pecan cake. Oh my.
Dangerous.
Yeah, very much so. Obnoxiously decadent and rich. It'd flatten a man. And so Hybs tasted and went, oh, I want to make this for my birthday in a couple weeks. Yeah. And so his wife did, and she basically got it spot on, and it tasted like Carol's version, which is about as good a compliment as I can think to give. Goddamn, that woman's desserts are otherworldly. Please take your claws out of my leg. So I still have a slab of that in my fridge that I may eat today.
Yeah, definitely don't let those things go bad.
No, it's got so much butter in it. It's not going to go bad anytime soon. It's so preserved. It's embalmed in butter. It's delicious. You have to heat it up. You cannot eat it cold. It just becomes a block.
Yeah, I don't know if butter or preservative. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Fat doesn't spoil that fast. Um, like it will, yes, but it's it's refined and cooked enough, and it's dense enough that staying chilled, yeah, butter's not gonna go bad very quickly.
Okay.
Hi,
You're
man.
more the STEM major than I ever was, but
Hi. Why do you do this? She likes to stand on
what
my
do you
fucking
want
chair's
from me?
armrest. Like she stands on my chair armrest like a fucking gargoyle. And so like when I want to put my arm back there, she's just like, "How about you don't? How about you fucking get off my chair armrest?" Okay, go on, go up, be a scarf, sure. Um, nope,
Now
nope,
I don't
gotta
want
be,
to do it because you want me to.
gotta be an armrest. Man, every day, every fucking day.
So other than that atrocity
Other than
that
that
is losing an
atrocity,
armrest,
I have committed a crime and I have gotten Sarah back into playing League.
may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I know. Which has been she's mostly played a bit on her own to like learn because she's a fuck ton of new champions. She's just like, I've never seen this person. What the fuck? And so she has mostly played like some joke games with like Sean, Nicole, and like all my other friends. And I was worried the first time we played, like, because you've seen it where it's like, oh, this person hasn't played League and ever, or they're trying to new, they come back after forever, and they suck, just fucking trash, and it feels bad, like especially playing against them, because it's like, oh, you don't know how to play, like it's not fair.
Yeah.
I'm it's me fighting white belts. It's not okay. Like it's me fighting children. It's not okay. Nah, Sarah's got hands. Like like they're not crazy. Like she is probably a gold player. Like
Sure.
it's like, okay, that's respectable.
For the quickly the tiers.
So iron, bronze, silver, gold. So she's
And then above that are
emerald or gold, platinum, emerald, diamond, master.
so she's
So
like top middle.
yeah, like she is. So if you were to boot up the game for the first time ever, you're gonna fucking land in iron or bronze. Like you're gonna land in iron if you have a decent acumen for video games at all. You can cheat your way to bronze. If you played top down games and you've played like other MOBAs before, you will usually land, if you're an average player at something else, you'll probably land around silver or gold, or like probably like high bronze, mid silver, low gold if you're decent. Um, so like, you're culling 40, 50, 60% of the population out. It's like, ah, she's better than them. Like she has the hands, she has like the not
So
perfect.
she's at or above average
Oh yeah.
in the
And
echelon of
oh
all
yeah,
the people that play the game.
yeah, and for us, because we're not that much better, like she's absolutely good enough to hang. And got to absolutely ruin a game for Colton, which was fucking hilarious.
In a good way or a bad way?
He didn't get to play.
Oh, they were. You guys were playing against each other.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, if we have like 6 people, we'll do like a 3v3.
Yeah.
And just kind of, all right, you get to go.
Your cuteness factor has been over.
You've been enough of a terrorist. The fuck off my lap. Yeah, she was playing Vi, and Vi's big thing is she gets to point at one person in particular and go, "I'm getting on top of you. I'm gonna punch you." And she did that repeatedly to Colton, and it was very funny because Colton, in perfect Colton fashion, just kept going, "Ah!"
That's a pretty good one.
It's a surprisingly good impression of his scream.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it, honestly. So that's been fun. So we played a bit of that. She'll probably come over later today and bring her computer because her laptop occasionally cries trying to play League.
So she brings her whole entire setup.
Yeah, so just like she just has a monitor that lives in her car for some reason, just in case.
Tell me you're a gamer, but
Yeah,
Don't
without
say you're
telling
a
you're a
gamer.
gamer. And like I have another mouse here, and like so she just like bring basically her tower
Tower. Yeah.
tower and like keyboard, and fuck it, good enough. Like um so yeah, she will likely come over and play dumb games and shit over here.
Woo.
Um saw the weirdest. I had went to Costco yesterday because my fridge looked sad, and saw the weirdest fucking thing. I was just like, what
I'm
the
just imagining you looking at the outside of the fridge, and he's just like, "I'm sad." You're like, "What's wrong, Mister Fridge?" Like it's Pee Wee's Playhouse. He's like, "I'm sad. Oh, the food's on me."
all the food's gone. But like walking through Costco, I just heard someone fucking scream like, "Oh no!" It's like, what the fuck? Like,
Surround corner.
turn the car. I can see nothing discernible wrong. Or like, and there's a guy walking. And it looks like it sounds like he stubbed his toe, like on the shopping cart.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that did not warrant that reaction. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Um,
They're out of cheese naps.
yeah, it's just like Jesus Christ! Like someone just had a full blown intense crisis in public and decided to scream. Just like,
Have you ever heard the story of the first time I went to Wendy's with JPEG?
I don't think so.
This is in college. We're just like, God, it's like me and like 3 or 4 other people who I'd met like a couple weeks ago or something like that. I don't think this was like night one at college. We're all like and friends of. I am the new inductee into like the friend group of the dorms
Sure.
of like my roommates, friends and friends and friends and friends and for their friends and so on and so forth. And JPEG was one of them. And I'm with JPEG, his eventual future roommate, and her roommate. And we go to Wendy's. I'm like, "Ooh, I want a chocolate frosty," and like some chicken nuggets or something like that. And
Sure.
like, "All right, I get chocolate frosty." Because our our frosty machine is down. I was like, "What the fuck?" From the back seat. So it goes through all of their ears, and then the poor guy that's working the fucking drive-thru is like, "I'm sorry."
Incredible.
So it doesn't take much out in this crazy landscape for lunatics to lose their minds.
Like you're in a car. Like you're,
Sure.
you're not instant amongst a throng of people on Saturday
I
morning.
mean, it's so poor. I was in between 3 people I should be trying to make a good impression on.
Sure. So last week, so normally like I'll hang out with Sarah on weekends, and
Yep.
we've been watching X-Men together because we're very much enjoying it, and so she had to wait to watch last week's episode because I was gone over the weekend.
Yep.
And so she came over like Tuesday this week. She has her D&D game on Wednesdays, and so she came over. I'm like, she just kind of walked in, obligatory hug, kiss, whatever. Goes to my couch, grabs the remote, and like points it at me, and just goes X-Men. Says nothing else. I'm like, okay, goddamn.
Sounds like you found one that fits very well for you.
It's just like I would watch this. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Well, no, direct communication.
Yeah.
Similar vibes and appreciation. This is happening right in well for you.
Yeah. No questions. Not playing hard to get. I would watch X-Men. Okay. Yeah. Looked like I was fucking crazy. I just started fucking laughing. It's just X-Men. Okay, Sarah. Yeah. So what's been going on for you?
So interesting that you bring up X-Men. Sneaky bit that's going to be our review this week and what the episode's about. But was watching it with our editor, and he messaged me multiple times when he was at work. He's like, "Got that fucking theme song you love so much stuck in my goddamn head." Just like the amount of times that he's just doing that. As we watched over the course of like five-ish days, we just like watched a couple episodes and then go to work. So just the other day, I had my highlight of the last couple weeks. Decided that couple tournaments upcoming I want to prep for. Can't prep for them on Arena, which is like the more new Magic client, so I need to re-download Magic Online, sell my account, go on there. Found that there is a treasure chest that I hadn't sold when I like liquidated my account, because I purged my account, I thought, of everything worth value.
Okay.
Oh, there's treasure chest, cool. Well, there's bots you can sell it to for in-game currency. So I take that, and every card left in my collection goes, who knows, maybe worth a nickel, and throw it in a trade binder, click trade with a bot. God, it's so much better trading online than in person. Partially because bots, and also just the ease of like, here's all my shit. And then it takes like 3 seconds. As opposed to like, I think this one's worth this much. No, I think it's
no
worth
haggling.
this much.
It's just
there's no haggling. There's no, yeah. If you want to trade something with, I mean, also you just trade with bots, unless you have friends, which I don't. I'm playing online games. So,
damn,
got him. Self-roasted.
Those are
Boom.
rare.
So just slot everything over there, and then it's like spits back a number. So a ticket is worth equivalency of relatively the American dollar, give or take.
Sure, it's $1. All right.
Yeah. It's like, here's this stuff. And the way trading happens is it opens up it does it because it's not technically what the terms of service was thought of when they created this online platform. It brings up a chat log. Okay. And the bot discusses with you via the chat log like a normal human being would.
Okay.
So but old messages are saved in that chat log if you've ever traded with the same bot. And I've traded with this one before. And chat log boots up, and it's like 240 tickets. I'm like, well, that's got to be an old one. And then I scroll, and it's at the bottom. I went, what? Like, I thought I sold all my shit. Like, apparently, Pauper's a hell of a game, and just there's a lot of old commons and uncommons that I forgot to sell and were worth buckets. I was like, let's go! So I just found $240 on my account the other day.
Oh.
Which I then in turn needed as I 0-3 dropped and then 1-3 dropped 2 major tournaments online.
Oof.
Yeah, just took that and just lit some fire on it. Still got some coin left in its freemium, so, but goddamn, just been getting rinsed out here.
Oof.
There's just a slight fall down. So this last month, I made a push and got top 1,000 on MTG Arena, and that gave me a qualifier token that I'll use at some different date. But that was a kind of a nice watershed moment for online magical careers. Played. Oh, this is such a nice one. So played a local tournament the other day, just like a weekly 3 rounds. Who gives a fuck?
Sure.
My record. This is so funny. This is a local store. My record on their weekend events is something insane. Probably in the last 3 tournaments, I've probably won the last 3 tournaments, and just straight up gotten first in 50-man person tournaments.
Nice.
For their weekly tournaments, 3 rounds, players are worse, not even trying as hard, except for this old boy. Yeah, I haven't cashed once, in the last 2 months. I'm just out here just throwing money at a burning problem. So weird. So there's this guy I almost always seem to play, who I will gladly play against because he is not good. That being said, at these weeklies, I lose to him every goddamn time. And for a while there, it was a problem because he's not good, and it would get me a little salty. But between therapy, self-reflection, and good friends, been getting better about that. And so last week, when I played against him and lost, I was like, hey, man. Or I didn't say hey, man, but I was like, all right, good beats. Fist bump, we move on.
Yeah.
Get out of the problem, go listen to some music. But it didn't really affect me, and I composed myself well. This last week, oh, baby, brought this really dumb deck. It's good, but in a douchey sort of way. It basically so it's called Ponza. All it does is destroy their resources, so then they can't play the game, and then you just win with a small child after they can't do shit to deal with it. And you're just like, how about they? And they're like, yes, sure, whatever. And you're just like, woo!
The death by 1,000 cuts. All right.
Literally, one of the like win conditions in the deck is a land that makes a 1/1 token, and you're like, can't fucking do shit about this, can you? And they're like, I don't have anything. You're like, woo! So I beat this guy who I have gotten better about losing to. I used to be shit. I used to be kind of like meh, meh, meh. And then I was like, you know what? Good beats. And then I beat him. Oh, boots on the other foot, bitch. He's just like, move, move. Like, I wish I had cards on my desk that I could grab easily. Just like, move, just like picked up his cards that miffy sort of way, just go home. Fuck you. And I'm just like, oh. I had a very Cartman moment, just like, yes, your tears, they sustain me. Like, he's just like, fuck you, bitch. Oh, it was so great. Went out to dinner the other night for going away party for a friend of mine. If you know, if you're somehow listening to this, it has been great being in the LA area with you. I will still see you at tournaments. I mean, he's just moving to Las Vegas, but see you less frequently. We're out having dinner, and a good friend of mine brings his girlfriend. And at the end of the night, she just like leans in and says something to him, and I don't hear what she says, but he goes, "Yeah, he's a different kind of autistic. He's the quiet kind," and then looks at me. Because I didn't want to be like loud. The group was already loud, and I very much match. What I find that I do is I match the missing energy. I find what is not being done mostly, and then I do that. Apparently,
sure.
I'm a contrarian. Yeah. And so the group was being loud. I'm not going to be louder than this group for sure. It's like, okay. Also, don't know this guy's girlfriend, and I'm sitting closest to her. Don't want to be rude. Gotten to the point in my life that I'm that kind of nice guy. And so I was just kind of like relatively mild mannered, and apparently found out later that he's like, yeah, this guy's that you don't know is going to be there. He's real autistic and weird. And then I was just very reserved. And she was like, you promised me autistic and weird. He didn't say anything. Bear didn't dance. What the fuck?
Yeah. False advertising.
Got a new catchphrase between a friend of myself. We went to IKEA yesterday, and he's looking for desks. He just comes across this little rinky-dink desk. It's literally just like tabletop, and then one thing, like one little shelf, or one little pull-out drawer. And he just looks at the price tag for the rest of our wondering about the store. This is all we were saying. He just looks at it and goes, $100. And then for the rest, everything we looked at was just $100 for the rest of the walking around. It was such a banger. This is right. It is absurd that it was $100. Other than that, I've just been having sleeping issues lately. Some wild lucid dreams when I finally do get to sleep, but also some difficulty getting to sleep. So if any of you out there have had some keys to success for like getting to sleep and like being sleepy, let me know. On the lucid dream side though, last night I was in a frat house and I helped some guy sort his magic cards. And then my old Volvo, which was my car in this dream, got moved into an upstairs room in the house. And I was like, okay, well, that needs to get moved out. And there was some smug guy in the house who's like, it's fine. I'm like, my car's upstairs. Go fuck yourself. He's like, hey, man. I'm like, no, hey, man. I want to move my car out of the upstairs. And then me and Bethany was living there for some reason. She helped me like start to move it out. Also had, that one was fine and weird. I had one that was legit shitty where I've been running every other day. And by that, I mean, I go to the park, I race walk for 2 minutes, and then I do my best impression of a sprint for 30 seconds, get winded, race walk for 2 minutes, rinse, repeat. I had a dream that I was running, hating it because it was running, and then I woke up and had to go run. Fucking sucked so much. It was not ideal. Anyway, things that are ideal or not. What are we talking about this week, my guy?
We are talking about X-Men 97, the first season of it.
Indeed. Season 1 of X-Men 97.
No. So, as a bit of a note, I do not really have any kind of nostalgia for the old X-Men cartoon. It's just something that kind of predated me. I didn't get exposed to it. I think I saw 2 episodes of it in totality. Or have
It's
seen
kind
2
of
episodes.
weird. Not because of the timing, like it, but like you have some memory. Maybe I'm tripping, but don't you have memory of like the old Batman?
Like the old Kevin Conroy?
Yeah, yeah.
Not really. I have like a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit, but it's like I've seen more of that later. There was like
sure,
another
sure.
cartoon. There was another cartoon that came out like in 2000, like 2000 that I have more memory of. That was not with Kevin Conroy voicing Batman.
Are you talking about like Batman Beyond or whatever?
No, actually. I
Oh,
actually watched Batman Beyond like last year, just
okay.
because I was like, I've never actually seen all of this. I've seen a couple episodes. It is okay. The first season is quite good. Second season is me. Whatever. Hi, where are we going? Um,
Biscuits.
we're making biscuits. The bakery must be open, ma'am. Anyway, um,
Had a cat. Have a cat. They said it'd be fun. They said.
they're antisocial. They said it's a lie.
Yeah.
Hi, sit your ass down, please. Nope. Um, anyway, we're just gonna play through this. So I don't really have nostalgia for X-Men.
Yep.
So I kind of walked into this honestly at some guy recommended it to me in like 2024.
Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
when the first season came out, and I saw an ad for the second season. I was like, I'll go watch this, and so I fucking devoured season 1 very greedily. So that's my frame of reference and context coming into this.
Contrarily, I grew up on this shit and was, this was a Saturday morning cartoon staple that I remember watching the shit out of, watching it with our dad, recording episodes, being like relatively about it. So this is a big childhood nostalgia thing. And I think that part of that is going to be where some of my gripes come from. Like the animation style is noticeably different. It is definitely trying to hearken to that. But to me, and you can go back and see this, the fucking dude, the tracer lines on these characters in this show, it is so Sharpie thick. Like, just take a look at a frame and you can see how every character is outlined in black. Like every single character.
No.
It's a lot. I'm like, hey, yo, is this a coloring book? Like, what are we doing here? It's like it's still trying to do the same visages, and I respect it, but it is just like one of those things. It's like it's a thick line you got there. Character with white hair, but the side of it is the like edges of it are black. I will say, I guess for those people that want to watch it before we get into spoilers, what would you rate it if we're gonna give it like critical and then like preferential is the
critical? Yeah, so we'll go critical. I would give it like a 4, maybe 4.5. If I'm being generous.
Out of 5.
Yeah, out of 5, not out of 10.
Which I 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
generous.
No. Like I would give it a solid 4, maybe 4.5. On critical, on like my personal enjoyment, I would give it a 4.5, 5. Like I very much enjoyed it. I had a terrific time. Like even just so for me, this is a fucking standalone show. I really fucked with it. I messed with it hard. There is one there was one half of one episode that I thought was mediocre as crap. And I know you think the exact same thing, and it's totally valid. But like that was my only huge grievance with the show. That's it. Like there are other nitpicks, but that's my only huge like just like
Yeah. I think I would give this a 3 to 3.5, probably on both.
sure.
Wasn't bad, but I definitely didn't like fuck with this heavy. Um, so we're gonna have some disagreements. So if you continue watching on and get into spoiler territory, heads up. But yeah, definitely. If you haven't watched this yet, I don't think this is a bad watch by any means. But yeah, watch this and come back and drop us your thoughts, impressions. See what you have. So what we have to say about it. It's not that long. Is it 12 episodes?
It's 10 episodes. It's short.
10 episodes, 30 minutes apiece. So that's an afternoon, a long afternoon, I guess. 5 hours.
Like I mean, that's a couple evenings if you want to get after it. Like it's not hard.
No.
Yeah, it's not an onerous time commitment.
Yeah. All right, into the spoilers and
all right,
laying of information.
So we want to do bad or where? Let's go with what you find bad because I'm curious where it clashes with me.
A lot of this is preference, and some of it, I think you made a very good point of it comes from having grown up with the show, growing up with the IP, as opposed to kind of coming into it a lot more later in life as you have.
Sure.
Let's let Xavier be dead. Let's let Magneto stay dead. We have clearly tried to early on, when we get to episode, is it 5 or 6? 6, right? No, I think it's 5.
It's 5. 5 is where I think Magneto dies.
Yeah. When we're in episode 5, we think this whole entire show started with Xavier being dead, and now we have Magneto having this awesome epic send-off. Holy fuck, that episode rocks.
That episode slaps so hard.
It's the best episode of the season, even after what gets revealed, which I think does take away from it.
But I understand. Not enough. It's still so good.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. It's like well written. It's well executed.
Sure.
Let them stay dead. Let's not do the death of Superman, which is what we kind of do twice. And I think it takes away from that. So I think that really reduces. Also, the characters are just too powerful. It is not nearly as interesting of a show. You have to juice up so much.
So like I'm so willing with comic books, especially like any comic book property. Like I just fucking let go of the idea of power scaling and the crazy feats. It's like yes, Magneto could just collapse the planet. Like fuck off. Like I just there's so much crazy wackadoodle shit that's written into DC Comics or DC or Marvel Comics. Both are fucking chief offenders of this shit. Where just there is interplanetary nonsense that can happen, and so it's like okay. I'm just willing to fucking hand wave a little bit with power scaling because if you get into the nitty gritty of power scaling, you're never fucking happy seeing comic book properties. So I just kind of have to let that one go.
I agree, but I'm saying this is a great opportunity where you get that for free. If they're dead, you can. Jubilee does not matter as a character currently. There are so many characters. Beast is like only a mutant because he's smart. There are so many characters that aren't powered effectively because Magneto and Xavier exist.
Yeah, but you have to kill half the cast.
If you've decided that their death, so by killing them and leaving them dead, death is a thing that exists and matters.
Sure.
That's, I think, a good writing implementation. It also then makes your characters that are currently already in the thing have powers now. I think it would have been a better thing for the story convention to have that. Also, sure. We have been told and seen the stories because they have been the ones that have been made movies of, and the original show focused heavily on Xavier and Magneto. In a similar way with the new Spider-Man, where Uncle Ben just isn't really a part of the story and we don't have that. Let's do that change. Let's have it where Magneto and Xavier are remnants of the past. I think it would have been a much better writing thing.
So I will push back against this. I do
Okay.
agree the Magneto being brought back, I can justify it. It does feel yeah. Like I absolutely understand why, and it's because Bastion's cardinal sin is pride and arrogance. And so it makes sense for him to do the fucking like grandstandy, look what I can do to who is considered and perceived to be the head honcho mutant at the time and who is considered to be one of the most powerful mutants of all time. And so like him showing off to Magneto does make sense and is within character for him.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not
like,
saying what they did didn't make sense.
yeah,
I'm saying I think they missed an opportunity.
I will push back. I think Xavier coming back and Xavier's absence is actually great. So, and I can see the want to keep him dead. I do understand that, but I do love the way he gets reintroduced, and I love that his void forces a character change out of Magneto and forces Magneto into basically being a fish out of water and having to change the way Magneto does things. It forces a change in a lot of the characters. Like it forces Scott and Jean to be a different role as opposed to being just teachers in standard. Like they have to run X-Men a little bit.
They kind of always did.
Sure.
This is a history thing. They kind of were that people a lot. There's like an episode or two where they're slightly upgraded, but he really is always that character.
Sure. But if nothing else, it forces a change in how Magneto is perceived to the X-Men and how he interacts with them. Like
Yes.
his existence absolutely changes that, and it changes who is viewed as the important people in mutant kind. Like, and I also like that Xavier's reasoning for not coming back is he just wants a fucking life. Like he's effectively been doing social work and like humanitarian work and just been fucking given shit for it and shot for it. Yeah. Like he's burnt out. I love how human that is. And like he tries to give an out for Scott and Jean, and they can't take it because they're kind of embroiled in the same way, and they're in such an extreme removal from a situation to leave. And so from that perspective, I fucking love it. And I love that the professor gets to be human and have a foible.
I would have. I'm with you until you say that last sentence. I think that I love the Magneto role in the beginning. I love the Magneto death. I think the Magneto coming back is middling. If you want him to come back, just the bait and switch, it doesn't really do it for me. Also, his powers are so strong that him kind of losing to that Sentinel doesn't really make sense, and it feels like a leap in logic. So there's that. Xavier's storyline, I think, is bad. I understand him wanting to have a break. Cool. Have him have a break. The idea that he's gone forever for more or less one of the smartest people in the universe is fucking stupid and so short-sighted. There's no way that a problem like this isn't gonna fucking happen. They always do. You've been there for all of them, Mr. X or Professor X.
Yeah, of course.
It's gonna fucking knows. Yeah, but he's gonna fucking have to come back, and he doesn't think about it. He even tries to yeah, I'll devoid myself. No, you fucking won't. You're such a smart character that writing doesn't exist within Xavier as a character. It existed as a convention, and that it makes it a Saturday morning cartoon, which is fine. But I think this is one of my big points: is pick a fucking lane. Do you want to be a Saturday morning cartoon? Or do you want to go big drama energy, like with episode 5? Like with what they're trying to do in episode 8, 9, and 10? Which one do you want to do? Because I think for me, it's trying to do both, and I don't think you can. I don't think you can have Gambit, tell him Gambit sent you, and then a couple episodes later, have Roberta go, the killer robots are trying to kill me. Fucking dude. Do one of those. Don't do both of those. Those are one of those is so dope and one of those is so corny. You can't have those extremes. Not in the same show, not in the same season. It's just like, nah, bruh.
I don't actually have that problem. I don't have a problem with that. Strangely enough, like
I love that for you.
yeah, like it because it doesn't feel like it tends to put those close enough for me
It
where I
doesn't put
feel
them. It doesn't put them close. But the fact that they exist is just
sure.
like,
Like I'm all for a show having wonky ranges. Like, and I think it, like I think comics are a good vehicle, and by extension, like stuff about comics or comic characters to both have the corny ridiculousness that comes out of supernatural bullshit and the kind of weighty gravitas and heavy consequences. And so like I quickly back to Xavier. Like, I think part of the reason I loved Xavier, like yes, Xavier is smart as fuck. Yes, Xavier knows that things are gonna happen. Yes, Professor X, like yes, he fucking knows. Obviously, he knows. Like, if he takes a step back and does the reasonable fucking thing, yes, he fucking knows. Shit's always going to go wrong. He has seen it time and time and time and time and time again. And to that I say you are 1,000% correct. And he's a burnt out social worker. He knows shit's gonna go wrong. He's so tired of dealing with it. Of course he wants to just fucking put his head down and go, if I don't look, I don't know. Of course he wants that.
here's
And
why I say, here's why I disagree, is because he killed himself. And he knew that if he ever comes back, there's going to be repercussions. There's ways to fucking leave. If he left, that's one thing.
But
to
he
kill
can't.
himself,
He
you can't kill yourself and come back and not have enormous repercussions.
Of course he does. That's why like Scott doesn't fucking trust him at first. Like,
But
yes,
I'm saying, like, if he knows he's going to have to come back, why make it so impossible where it's going to be such a fucking headache for everyone?
Think about that in the book. He makes an impulsive decision. He does something that is contrary to Professor X's behavior because you don't think of Professor X as human.
I mean,
if you assume he is going to be perfect and not make a dumb decision, you don't view him as human.
When you can read all the thoughts and your whole entire life has been doing this shit, I think I don't really respect the writing choice of, yes, this character did this thing. Also, impulsive but planned as fuck are not the same.
They're not, he was shot. He got basically taken by an alien for medical treatment because they wanted to save his life. Yeah, those opportunities don't happen every day. That's why he's vanished.
They don't describe it as such, but even if that is the case, he still had to make a thing that it was that like hid it and wasn't just we don't know where he went. Like, he got hurt and left. Because those are different. If he gets hurt and left and then Magneto takes over, that's fine, and the world doesn't think they're lied to. His whole entire thing is about credibility of mutants, and then he lies to the planet in a way that hurts people.
Yeah.
Douchey people that deserve to get hurt. But it literally criminalizes an organization that I would agree is criminal. I think that is like shoddy writing. I don't think that is a Professor X thing that would ever happen in the comics.
I'm gonna keep disagreeing on this one. I'm not like
that's fair.
I think mostly because I've worked in social work and like
I'm not saying it's not human. I'm saying it's not literary for the character Professor Xavier. It's definitely a human compunction, although the planning of it and the hiding it to the degree that it was, I feel like it starts to get a little bit outside of it. But I agree that it's human. I agree that it's a human compunction to be overwhelmed and need to dip. I am not saying that.
Like I also think it's like if you look at it in the metric or in the measure of at what point does someone break? Where it's like, right, how many fucking times does Professor X have to bail people out? How many times does Professor X have to fucking save the day? How many times does he have to do XYZ before he just goes, fuck this shit, I'm done? Right? Like, at what point is he allowed to be stupid, do some over the top Rube Goldberg bullshit, and leave?
Sorry, I was looking at your cat who's staring at the ceiling just in the corner frame. She's like, like so, no, she was like eyes wide, like she saw Jesus. I hear what you're saying. I just from a writing convention, and for who the character of Professor X to me is,
Oh.
to me is, at least, I'm gonna agree to disagree.
Sure.
Disagree
Like
to agree.
I think it's fair. I just like getting to go, hey, what if we did something very novel with Professor X? Not in a way that seems completely insane. Like he's not suddenly evil, he's not suddenly going, the Brotherhood is totally right. Like, but just like, oh, we get to have him make a very human error and then try to like claw back from it. I'm fine with this. Like I fuck with this.
That's that. Yeah, fair. I, that's, I I don't find that as in engaging a piece of media as you do, but that tracks. Uh, I the Forge Storm storyline with the fucking owl is so fucking weird.
It's very weird.
I'm not about it. Like, when there are
Do
certain magical characters like Doctor Strange that do magic shit, okay. Outside of that, when it's a non, like, and we just do it cuz it's just so fucking weird. I'm not about it. It feels like it's in the wrong piece of media. This feels like something I would see in like a kind of mystical, maybe almost like fantasy setting. Very spiritual vibes. Also, the amount of time that Storm is away, especially after she gets her powers back, and then it just doesn't show back up for a hot minute. It's like, bitch, you can fly. It's not like you had to take the bus here. Like, what
I'll give you that.
the
That's
fuck?
weird.
It is so long that she's out of the picture of like the main group.
Yeah. That's very strange. I didn't mind her storyline. I think in large part because I just think the voice actress for Storm crushes so hard.
Yeah, I can see that.
I also love the design of the adversary is fucking creepy, and I love it. The weird owl,
like owl,
yeah, like the weird fucking owl dude would be like, "Oh, you are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Go on." But yeah, I do agree. It's very peculiar how long. I think one of the shortcomings of the show is that there's a lot of characters it wants to manage, and so there's weird times where some people just kind of vanish for a while.
Yeah,
and I think Storm was like the main
mm-hmm.
victim of that in season 1.
Also, I really don't like Forge as a character. He's kind of like bland and vanilla.
Sure.
Also, this was just such a like a Forge is cool. His mutant power is like making cool tech, right?
Yeah.
He makes it. He says it, and this one drives me crazy. They're like, "Wow!" After Magneto sets off like the EMP for the world, they're like, "Wow, how are you still standing? How's your leg still attached?" Because, oh, I made it have like an EMP encasing. It's like, oh, you can do that, but the big bad couldn't do that. I'm sorry. What? It's just like, no, have his leg not work. It's fine. But by introducing that, we have a problem. This guy, who is fucking dope as shit, couldn't figure this out, but Forge, who's kind of mid as fuck, could. Like, there's no way the big bad didn't think about that. He knew Magneto was going to be a problem.
One, he plans on Magneto not being a problem. Or I don't think he thinks Magneto can do that because he's an arrogant prick. But 2, he doesn't make the tech. He just controls it.
I thought he's making it.
Sinister made it. That's why he hires Sinister.
Okay. Point taken. That being said, before we get away from, my God, the pronunciation of Storm's given name throughout the show drives me mad.
Aurora?
It's the way people do it. There are people that go, Roro. I'm like, no! Stop that! It's not one character.
It's bad. It's bad.
There's a lot of weird cadence issues with saying her name. It's Aurora. It's fine. Give them a 5-minute voice acting lesson because there's so many characters that put these odd beat pauses and it sounds so weird. I think B says it the worst. He goes, Roro. I was like, Roro? No. Don't do that.
Auntie Roro, yes.
Yeah,
indeed.
basically, I was like, Also, God, this one I don't think works on her ability level. There's a lot of these characters' abilities that I didn't realize worked certain ways. It was kind of cool looking it up. Like Morph's, although I feel like it's a visual mislead, his powers are correct in that he can use kinetic powers. So if a character is strong, he gets their strength, but he
Yeah.
can't use like arcane powers anyway. So if a character can shoot something out of their hands, he can shoot something that looks like it but won't have the effect, which is fascinating.
Huh.
So like when he turns into Colossus, he can hit as hard as Colossus, but he can't take a hit like Colossus would.
Hmm.
Which is bizarre.
Which also fucks me that at one point I was very perplexed because he turns into the Hulk, or they turn into the Hulk, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why is Hulk? Oh, right, that's just Morph.
Yep.
That totally fucked with me. I was like, huh? What am I watching?
Yeah. There's a couple times where he turns into a character that you haven't seen like
And just
in
like
the show
some
yet.
random Marvel, like in season 2, they turned randomly to Thor for a second. I was like, the fuck? Which, I mean, it totally works. Like like you run into fucking Captain America and shit. The Avengers canonically exist here. It's just kind of funny.
Also, the Captain America and the Avengers in this universe suck.
They're dumb.
Well, they fire a nuke at Magneto's thing at the end.
Yeah, that was odd. That felt very odd and unnecessary.
Not great, Jim.
Like your Magneto protocols are shoot a missile at Asteroid M. You realize it's still gonna come down, right?
Yeah, one, that's gonna come down, and two, how do you think that's gonna play out in a bunch of different ways?
Yeah, that I think was like the weakest part of the finale was like the government response to Asteroid M is fucking nuke it. Like,
yeah, more on
really?
Asteroid M in a second. While still on powers, I'm pretty sure Rogue doesn't get your memories, so the idea that she can touch a doctor and deliver a baby is fucking dumb.
I think there are artists who've written Rogue where she can basically like kind of take parts of people's identity, and so like she can effectively acquire skills temporarily through doing it. So I don't think it's actually crazy. Like it's bizarre and artist depending.
It is wildly unnecessary. There are other ways you can have that scene play out that don't involve that. It just feels so hacky. Also strange. It's just like not a fan of it. Also, I understand that Jean's delivering a baby and that sucks. Them leaving a coup against the UN to deliver a baby? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what? Come on.
It did not need as much manpower as it got.
No! Just come on, bitch. Like, what the fuck? That was so weak and weird.
Yeah.
All right.
I do love that Wolverine's response to it's coming. Who, Apocalypse? No, the baby.
Who, Apocalypse is hilarious.
It just like claws out ready to fight. Just like, no, the baby, you idiot.
I've always loved Wolverine as a character. I do love him in the original and this iteration of the animated, where he is a lot more one note and not just everybody's favorite, like best can't lose guy. Because in the IRL movies, he's kind of busted. And he's strong in the comics, but he's usually kind of a moron in a loving sort of like almost kind of sort of in like a little bit of a Severo way of just super powerful, but also super one note. Need to direct him in the right way. Don't let him go off on his own sort of vibe. And like, it's a great return to form as opposed to, and I love Hugh Jackman, but Hugh Jackman's performance was like, it was like a Swiss Army knife of powers. He was like kind of smart, very powerful, you know, just like was way too busted. It's just like, you kind of have a power and a half. Like you're not.
You shouldn't have a nat 18 on your charisma. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. No. So that was really cool. They really did a bad job of showing the ways in which Magneto was wrong this whole entire first season. Every time Magneto is just right about fucking everything. There is like no scene that I can think of off the top of my head where in this first season where he's not either technically correct or just correct. He takes some times where he takes a beat and thinks about it and comes with the right answer, but like never does he move forward in my estimation where he's not either just right or technically right. Like even at the end, it's like, what is he? He says I'm gonna. He basically goes and fucks off. He's not gonna destroy the Earth.
I mean, he does. He is destroying the Earth. Actually, he ruins their magnetosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's a reason like, the Earth is gonna die, and he's like, I will watch above from the wreckage. Just like, oh,
Okay. I
okay,
missed that line.
yeah,
That makes a little more sense. Okay. Well. Okay. That. All right. That changes that one a little bit. That being said, I think the rest of the time he is just kind of correct. Even also, this one I get pissed off by.
sure,
We've got Manchurian candidates up the yin yang, ready to kill mutants at the drop of a hat.
yep,
And he goes, got it, turn the power off, like EMP the planet. And there was like, you son of a bitch. It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm the son of a bitch? We're not going to talk about this other shit right now? The fact that this dude took a quarter of the Earth's population and turned them into bots that he can use whenever he feels like it, which currently now is hunting us. Not
Yeah.
okay, but I see how you think it's okay. What happens next if you don't go along with his plan? What do you think he changes them to do?
yeah.
And I turned off the power. That's all I did. I turned off the power so that we could live. And I'm the son of a bitch? What? Like, that is so insane. That is so one note cartoonishly stupid that even for a cartoon show, I go, huh? Like, how can the American government be like, Magneto, what the fuck? It's like, no, you should go, Magneto. Good job. Thanks, buddy. Could we have it back on? If not, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I do agree that it's like, it's so when you consider that like, hey, you are rooting the magnetosphere, and in a day or two the sun is going to start to cook us alive. Problem,
Yeah.
but you can't just, yeah, I agree. You can't just be like, why'd you do that? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? It's like, well, I'm
We
now
were all
going to
gonna
make it your problem
die.
and not just mine.
Yeah. We were all gonna die. There was a like there was a power structure issue that I can't believe you're not thinking about, which is there's one dude who controls an insane amount of the Earth's population, and they're powerful as fuck. Like those bots are fucked up.
They slap real hard.
Like a little too hard in my estimation, but that's again
Yeah,
power structures thing, which I think you're probably on the more on the right side of biz.
yeah. Like it's one of those like, I kind of hand wave it. The point is that like, it is an overwhelming force that the only way you deal with it is by turning off the source. Like you can't
Yeah.
just fight the army.
I no, yeah, like the way they made them is just like way too busted, which I think allows for that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that it was literally going to kill the population at the end. I didn't, because I mean, isn't that going to kill all the mutants too?
Well, like Asteroid M has its own like atmosphere.
Yeah, but
So
he did. He had like what 4 mutants with him.
that's why he's like trying to recruit people, I guess, and like get them to come with. I think he's just like, I'm willing to like fuck them all. Just gonna kill him.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a little insano. Given that, I didn't realize that that was going to like literally kill the population. That definitely changes. But other than that, like every single point, he's just kind of right, and other people are being stupid. Is like the beginning when he's like, he goes in, turns himself in, does all that, takes them up into the sky, and is like, guys, do you see this? Like talking to like the
yeah, the
Grand
UN
Council or
people.
whatever. Yeah, he's like, do you see this? This is like not okay, and then like lets them back down. And like so many other situations, he is just kind of like he is kind of going about it in the right way most of the time, and like runs into just kind of mid writing level response given the grandiosity and how well his character is written.
Which like I kind of love. Like in a weird, like, here we are. I kind of love that. Yeah, he's just right. Like he is trying to do what Charles Xavier does because he's okay. This is the last will and testament from my friend and one of the few people in life I truly respect.
But also, I know he's not dead.
He does not at that moment.
Really? None of the X-Men who definitely knew that he wasn't dead didn't tell him? Because they all know.
No, they don't.
They're, none of them freak out or are surprised when he comes back. There is literally not one of them that goes, "Oh my god!" They just go, "He's back."
To be fair, they literally mentioned that they've seen people die and come back. They mentioned that Morph has died more than once. They mentioned that Jean has died more than once. Like, it is still a comic book, and whether or not you
Okay.
hate the whole death of Superman bullshit, and I kind of do, but it's just a clear thing. There are ways for people to show back up, so they are operating under the pretense that yeah, Professor X is gone and dead. That's how we assume. There's no indication they have information to the opposite.
Their reaction is indication to me, but I see what you're saying. I'm not going to go back to that one. I think that was just bad. Moving on. So, where were we? Will and Testament of
Yeah, so he's trying to so he gets to experience the frustration of being Charles Xavier and being right and having people be stupid about it. The one difference is he's just more willing to be threatening and imposing. Charles Xavier isn't.
Yeah.
And so it does get results. And then just like the lapse finally is when he basically is left to die and sees everything go up in smoke. He just goes, "Nah, back to my way." Cause fuck him.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Thank you, Uso.
She agrees with you.
She agrees with me. Yeah.
Any other highlights or things that you perhaps had a problem with that I didn't somehow bring up?
We didn't touch on it. The one dumb episode of Motendo or whatever where they get zapped into a video game is fucking bad. It's so fucking mediocre.
That just kind of leans into yeah, but that leaned into like more of the comic, the like old school TV roots of the fact that it was half an episode. I think is like part of what made it a problem, or more of a problem, is they hyper rushed it.
Its pacing is weird.
I am not a fan of it, but only given the gravitas that they're like they go to for so much of the season, because basically half the season is trying to go lofty, is trying to go big.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the other half of the season, like there is enough of the other part of the season that is trying to go like Saturday morning cartoon absurdity. It's just like the balancing of that, just like I agree doesn't fit, but I don't know.
I love Nightcrawler. I think he's my favorite character on the show.
Nightcrawler's dope. I was so glad he like came back.
When he pops up in Genosha, I'm like, yeah, like
such a great character.
And we touched on it. The death of Gambit is fucking outstanding.
I really wish, God, if they had let Magneto die, that would have been such a fucking sick one. Because his death scene was so epic and so cool.
The one thing I will say that I did love about the show in general is they don't take a shit ton of they do like very little time doing exposition dumps. Yep. I love when a property is willing to just like you said with the new Spider-Man, where it's like we know Uncle Ben's story. We don't need to fucking rehash that shit.
Yeah.
I love when a property is just willing to go, figure it out, let's go. Like I mean, episode 1, they're like, oh, we're dealing with Sentinels. Hope you know what those are. Oh, we're gonna go hunt Bolivar Trask. Oh yeah, he's the guy who made Sentinels. That's all you get. Like you get fucking a sentence. And
they did a very good. They did a very good job with it. They didn't run into the anime trope of just expo dumps to the moon.
Yeah, and like there's shows that just get caught doing that, especially with like a big known IP. Like just in case you don't know, and they're like, no, fucking figure it out. We're going. Yeah. And it's
pretty. Yeah, it's also like relatively self-explanatory, I would think.
Sure. In ways. Like it's not hard, but like they also do a good job. Like they don't, all they really give you to go off of like Magneto is it's like he was besties with Professor X, but then they disagreed on shit, and then like they don't do a huge dump about like his past. Like they don't even mention that he was in a camp.
Yeah.
They only show it in like the little flashbacks he's getting when he's fighting.
They also put like the number on his arm.
Yeah, like they do a lot of really good little visual cues and storytelling like that I thought was just outstanding.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Yeah, like they don't have tons of like wasted time. I feel like I really just liked it. Hi, hello. Do we need? Are we? What are we doing? This fucking cat.
um,
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like Gambit's death is the highlight of the show. Like it's the highlight of season one. It's so good.
I will say it is kind of absurd that he felt like he needed to get that close, considering given his power and what he does at the end. Couldn't he have just touched its boot and blown it up? But way less cool. Makes sense what he's trying to do. It is just a little funny. It's like, couldn't he have just like grabbed onto its leg and exploded it?
I mean, he still has to get close to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think its head whips around either way, but
Yeah.
which also that's a weird and dope Sentinel monster design.
Yeah. It's
fucking
cool.
cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I so I'm a little sad you don't like it as much because like what's funny to me too is so Sarah watched it growing up
Mm-hmm.
and fucking loved it growing up, and it's like what got her into she a little bit into comics, and it's like because she got into the show, and so her when I watched the first season, I just kind of blitzed it and talked to her about it, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy," because she's like, for me, watching this is what I like. If I am to think back on watching X-Men when I was a kid, it's what the show evokes from me. It feels the same. She's like, I know it doesn't look the same. I know some of its voice acting isn't the same, but like this hits my brain the right way. Like it feels like, oh, this is the show I watched as a kid. I know it's not. Doesn't matter. It hits the right notes for me.
I can see that. I think for me, I'm just like a bit particular.
Sure.
So, but yeah. Glad you're enjoying it, enjoying season 2. Good chance I won't be joining you on that one.
That's fair. So what I will say, you do get a very good show of Apocalypse.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's a fucking
shocker.
Shocker. Apocalypse, massive show.
Glad that Apocalypse is getting a better showing than I think it was the Oscar Isaacs and like X-Men 4 or whatever.
I audibly cheered because like so the end of season 1 you see them sent to 2 different times, right? It's like one is obviously ancient Egypt before Ed Salvador is Apocalypse. So surprise, surprise, you get to see him become Apocalypse. Whoa. Who could have foreseen? And the first thing he does is grow. It's just like, yes, this is appropriate. He's supposed to be huge.
Yeah.
And he's just like, suddenly he's like fucking 15 feet tall. And this is like, there's the menacing form that I can think of when I hear Apocalypse. There we go. Like, that's more like it. Now we have problems. Hi, Gargoyle.
I don't know. I was gonna bring it up this week, but we're clipping along a little quickly. I think you had seen it in previous weeks. Did you want to like maybe do like a real quick backrooms review?
Sure.
A little free added review.
Sure. Quick mention it.
Yeah.
So you saw it more recently.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think it definitely shouldn't be quantified as a horror movie. I think it's a thriller at most.
Sure.
There's nothing horrific that really happens. Like, so spoiler alert, the whole entire monster is just never shown for the whole entire thing, which is really, really cool. I think that's a great design.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like, you never saw, you didn't see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? I think I asked you that already. Yeah. Okay. Did. So there's a scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and this isn't a spoiler, that where Brad Pitt goes to this ranch to meet up with an old friend he knows. And the way the situation is couched and the music is played, you're like, oh shit, is that really his friend in there? Or is that somebody else? What is going on? And then it's revealed it's his friend and it's fine. it's
Hmm.
the whole entire movie is like that lead up where you're like uncomfortable. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then when it's revealed, it's like, oh, that's cool, but like,
Yeah.
like it's not. It's a lot of suspense, and I think it's really
Yes.
cool. I think it's built up really well. I think the sound design is great when played at a theater that knows what the fuck they're doing. The theater I
Yeah.
was at had the volume way too high because I think that they were trying to do an average balance of sound per minute, and like they just didn't understand what the movie was and
Yeah.
how much of the movie is just no sound, which is really dope. I think the visual design is cool. It's great to hear from Hybris that it was all done practically.
Yeah, it's
Although,
just a
fuck
bunch of
me, that's insane.
it's just so much random
Some
fucking yellow wallpapered office space. It's
But it's
crazy.
also like some of the rooms are like slanted and stuff. That's the
Yeah.
part where I'm like, how the fuck did you guys do that?
Yeah.
Like without it being expensive as shit.
Yeah. And
Because
like
like the furniture, sure, probably not that expensive.
the movie's budget was not big.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it
Yeah, I
definitely
think it
gives
was
off.
like $5 million or something.
Yeah. Chiwetel Ejiofor still continues to be one of my favorites. Um, so fucking good. The
Hmm.
the person who played the therapist was fine. Her storyline was eh.
Yeah.
It
I
was a little bit weird.
I didn't she did not land well for me.
Yeah.
Like it was I feel like that's the kind of a not a it's not an inaccurate representation of a therapist, but it feels like you were a mid fucking therapist. Um,
I mean, she has the books on tape.
yeah,
Uh, I did like the visual aesthetic and like the camera bits. Um, I I it's an interesting movie. I'd be curious to rewatch it for the message on the second time around. I feel like the second time around it is not the same movie though, which is kind of a bummer. I don't
yeah.
know. This is a curious question to ask you because you fuck with like suspense thrillers and horrors way
Hmm.
more than I do. How much do those movies not have the same fun on take two
A
that they did
lot
on take one?
less.
Yeah, because this one
Like,
seems like so much of what made it that movie doesn't exist. Like the second time you watch it, it's not a thriller anymore.
no,
It's just a very
it's an Easter egg
monotonous.
hunt.
Yeah, well, it's an Easter egg hunt. It's it's a dwelling on visualized like therapy messages, and I think that's cool. But it definitely isn't the same movie.
No,
So
I there's also a part of me that's like I am a little over everything becoming a therapy message in movies. I'm like, all right, we get it. Stop. Like, I kind of wish to a degree it dwelled less on that and was more on just like, hey, weird place, hey, big scary monster in it. Which, like, the first time you watch the movie is kind of what it boils down to.
yeah,
But it's like any kind of subsequent dive into it, and you get into what sort of latent storytelling is there, what sort of latent like message exists. It's like, why is his, because it's like, okay, why is his clone aggressive and the others are passive or non-threatening? It's like, well, because he's an angry motherfucker.
yeah,
Okay, cool. So it's like, but um the what I do appreciate is like a lack of explanation
yeah,
for people to postulate about, like, outside of like the message of the movie of like, why does this place exist? Like,
yeah.
if you
It's,
go and like, fuck doing an abstract, like, uh, I mean, in universe canonically, it's like, okay, these rooms exist, operating under the assumption that this is a real space because functionally, it's like, why does it exist? Why does a fucking random MRI startup find it?
yeah,
It's like, so my running theory is that it is a replicated version of stuff scanned in people's brains, which is why there are iterations of people, because
mm,
people have a self perception. And then it's just distorted through like generational decay and data processing,
yeah.
but it's kind of dumped in.
That's a cool take. I I'm I mildly disagree with the whole like therapy with like I don't rephrase. I don't find therapy in movies as like a thing that is not being pushed, but is being like kind of like existing problematic. But I did find the therapist to be kind of like bland in this one.
Bland as
I thought
shit.
it was a
Bland as
cool,
bland as burnt toast.
yeah. I thought she was a cool character, or I thought therapy was a cool like motif to be used for this character that, like for the main character who I thought was brilliant. I loved
Yeah,
their acting. I thought that was
he crushed
fantastic.
it. I think he's great.
Yeah, I think a lot of like the little cam work things they did was good. But I give it like B minus. So like
Yeah,
I think on first watch it's like a 3.75.
sure.
I think I would probably downgrade it. I think it is. I think it's one of the movies that I have a higher respect for from a critical lens than a preferential lens. If that
I
makes any sense.
no, I get it. Like for me, it's like a 3.5, 4 in either category. Um,
Mm.
and it's one of the few movies that I'm happy exists.
Yep.
There have been some that I hate doing I hate any sentiment where it's like this should exist, this shouldn't exist. It's artwork, it's entertainment. By default, it does not need to exist.
Yeah.
So I hate that argument because it seems fundamentally flawed to me. But there are things I'm happy they exist because they represent opportunity for people and a
Mm-hmm.
shift in kind of paradigm for what gets to exist.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm very excited that a number of very good indie movies have kind of come out and fucking crushed it lately. Like, in the last year, you've had like Iron Lung, Obsession, this. I'm missing one. There's arguably like the Amazing Digital Circus finale, but I've heard mixed things
Yeah.
about. But like it did have popular reception.
What was
So
the
like
other? There's another horror one that you're missing.
I know.
What
Fuck.
was the other one alongside Obsession?
Urgh. Urgh. So what was it? You're not helpful.
Googling is not coming up with it very quickly.
Anyway, mystery movie number 5. Um, and so the idea that a lot of independent creators are getting to make large productions like this and have them do very well is really cool because it feels like a kind of move away from like this guaranteed establishment names that like other people can kind of break ground and make stuff, and it opens a lot of avenue for people who otherwise wouldn't get a chance. And I think from that angle it is good that this movie exists.
Yeah.
um, like, do I think that Backrooms is going to revolutionize the industry or changes horror? No, absolutely not. But do I think it's baller as fuck that a 21-year-old kid made this movie and it's pretty good?
He's 21 that made this movie.
Let's check. How old is Kane Parsons?
So potentially the other one is Hokum.
Oh, okay. Hokum's great. Uh, Kane Parsons is 21. He was born June 18th,
Goddamn.
2005. So yeah, the fact that he fucking made a movie at 21 and it's quite decent, dope.
Yeah.
Like, um, yeah. So from that angle, awesome. Um, like that his directorial debut spawned by a viral YouTube sensation that he made up. Um, because he looked at a random fucking yellow wallpapered office and thought of what if that but infinite. Outstanding.
Yeah. Another one you might have been thinking was Ready or Not 2.
That's definitely not what I was thinking of. I might have been
Okay.
thinking of Hokum.
Leviticus.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, um, but yeah, like super cool. Like cool. I'm excited for whatever the fuck he's gonna make next. I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, it's anytime we see something like this or Talk to Me or anything that is from a new creator, has an interesting standpoint.
oh, I
It's
may have
do.
been thinking of Bring Her Back. That may
Okay.
be what I was thinking of. Which also very good.
Yeah. Anytime we get these like younger creators, especially coming from outside the throng, especially with, it's interesting that horror seems to get new blood first or at all. When you look at like a lot of mainstream like stuff, it's just like, well, we're doing this again. Like you have some, but you don't have, seemingly, at least in recent memory, nearly as many issues with universe creation. We're not making new stuff, just iterating on the past. Like most of the things we just mentioned are new ideas, as much as they can be, as opposed to we're making MCU movie number 80, we're making this, doing that, but like rehashing this, giving a sequel, prequel, a rehash. It's like so much of the stuff. Disney is rewriting its whole entire old catalog and losing money. Love to see
Disney is reprinting Moana. Why?
Yeah, less than 10 years ago, we had Moana the animated. Now we need it the real life.
What if we have not animated The Rock? Oh. Ugh.
I'm so glad they lost so much money.
Yeah, they lost them. Yeah, good. They deserve it. Be Speaking original. That's what you were good at.
Speaking of losing money, let's go to our advertisement so we don't. See y'all in a bit. So you mind if I take a crack at it and do it like Foghorn Leghorn? I have this need.
Sure.
So listen, everyone knows about Charles Xavier and his school for mutants with his famous staff of X-Men. Supposedly they save the world or city every now and then.
Man, this guy's great.
But what if you don't live anywhere near Virginia, or are simply too poor to attend such a highbrow and renowned institution?
Wait, but he doesn't charge.
I'm Charles Brown, and I invite you to the Charles Brown Budget Boarding School, located here in sunny Reno, Nevada. You can simply get here with a Greyhound ticket, the cheapest and the best way to travel.
And shit is cheap, but calling it best is crazy.
So, the X-Men have the danger room for training, but we take a more hands-on approach with the combating local elements near our location here on 4th Street. There's always problems to be resolved here.
This place known as Tweakersville. This is like all the meth use.
So why deal with the stuffy expectations of Charles Xavier when Charles Brown can give you all the training and safety you'll ever need?
Dude, it's been actively siphoning gas from your car as we speak.
Oh, those sort of things happen all the time. Sounds like a good time for some real-life experience.
What the hell's a plane ticket to Richmond going to cost me?
Hey, you're back. Hope you decided to purvey the wares of our advertising establishment. We get a kickback of 1 penny per dollar that you spend. Buy responsibly.
We ain't got shit.
Why do you think I'm filming this out of my mom's basement?
I'm poor.
So I was gonna talk about Backrooms, but since we did the review, I'm gonna talk about the book I read last month. So a friend of mine gave me this book. She's like, I really like this one because for her birthday I gave her Red Rising.
Sure.
She hasn't started to read it yet. Hopefully she enjoys it. Love you, Amy. But she gave me Fourth Wing, which is one of her favorite books. What should you call it? Romantasy.
Okay.
Romance? Fantasy? Anyway. She's a big fan of it. Really liked it.
Phantomance. Sorry.
No. Just
okay.
You can stay right there. It's okay. Got this. She gave it to me and she's like, I really like this one. Since you gave me a book, you should check this one out. This is like one of my favorites. She reads a lot of books. I was like, okay, give it a shot. We definitely have different preferences. There's certain smutty natures to her preferences. No shade. That's not where I've gone just yet. Potentially that is to change, who's to say, as I am recommending this. So I took it. I didn't know the extents of the smut or not thereof was reading it at ashram. And I will not say.
Sorry, there is something really funny about reading smutty stuff at a Christian
I didn't
camp.
know how smutty or not smutty it was. She did not clarify. She said that she has liked, she likes some of. I've talked about like smut and how she's like, yeah, some of that stuff's pretty good. I like it. She did not say whether this was or wasn't. She just said it was romantic. I was like, okay. And I mean, she's a fan of Pixar movies and like Disney things and yada yada.
Sure.
So I start reading it at ashram. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing some of the, I'm seeing the fantasy aspects. I'm seeing the romance aspects. And I'm not going to say who it was, but a not child, a very much elder, has a religious weight, walked up and goes, oh, you're reading that book. Yeah, I really liked that book. I read that book earlier this year. I went, okay, guess it's probably a little bit more low key. Continued reading. Just a heads up, kids fucking die a lot in this book. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I guess this guy's a little bit more of a metalhead, likes the Old Testament more than the New Testament. Okay. Leave reading this book at home. Oh, they fucking. It's just like, oh, hey, yo, this man in the cloth over here being about this. Say what? So
people contain multitudes, Isaac.
Yeah, this man certainly did not see the man with a religious twang from Texas being like, yeah. But I rated this like a 3.5 on the like objective scale of writing. It is not good. Very early on, there is a character. So it is said in the books that the only times that you are safe at the school, where somebody effectively can't just come kill you, is when you are asleep. Like your room is sanctum. And there's another one that is like a safety. But the rest of the time, other students can just come attack you.
Crazy.
And like they start with like 1,000 cadets and they end with like 100. The other 900 didn't not make it. They fucking died.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they fucking just waxing people out here. Maybe less, but still, like a lot of them die. Because they're dealing with dragons, and the dragons are temperamental. Like, kind of like the way they wrote the dragons, where, like, yeah, humanity didn't, like, domesticate the dragons. The dragons kind of domesticated the humans they wanted. And so the dragons are just like, yeah, I'll let that one ride me. And then they create a bond, and they go from there. But, like, the dragons can just, they fairly early on just kill people. Like, there's a character that's, like, walking near dragons, like, when they're trying to, like, they have passed all the tests. Now they need to familiarize themselves with the dragons, and they can, like, if the dragon chooses, they can ride them.
Yeah.
And some guy who's just being a dick just gets lit on fire. Because the dragon is like, I don't like him. It's like
oh, this one?
These are wild animals that you have to make a relationship with. It's a fucking crazy thing. But early on in the process, there is a character that just, like, they have to, like, cross this parapet to get into the school.
Okay.
Main character, walking along, trying to get across. She, like, takes a minute, looks behind her, and there's this other kid who's getting up on the parapet, and a bigger kid gets up behind him and throws him off the parapet. And then looks at her, just yay! And then gets up and just looks at her and goes, I'm gonna kill you! And then tries for the next X amount of chapters to kill her. It's like, there's no explanation of his motivations.
He's just like, nah, fuck him.
Yeah! I'm just like, that is bad writing. It's funny. It's absurd. There's other parts of the book that are good writing. And by the end, I will say it is a good book, and I'm going to read the next bit of the series.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker. The romance is kind of fucking, it's hot and it's kind of good. But early on, it is a little bit hokey. If you wanted, here's how I'll sell it. If you read Harry Potter growing up, you liked dragons, and you really like, you still like that vibe of YA fiction, but wish that they had gone farther as opposed to like a cutaway when the door closes.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
Okay.
So I'm here for it. So I recommend. I gave it like a 3.5 on critical. On like I give it like a 4.5 on
Okay.
just like I enjoyed it.
Sure.
The character writing towards the later half, the dragons fucking rock. The dragons are grumpy old like powerful wizards basically. It's like
Excellent.
Jesus Christ, you fucking dumb kids. You're just like exactly. I feel
Hey,
this dragon's
this guy
pain.
gets it.
Yeah, he really fucking gets it. This kid's a fucking idiot.
All right. So I tried to read. So I read the book Children of Time, and I fucking loved it. It was so cool. And then I bought its sequel.
You fool.
I have never been so fucking disappointed. Holy shit. So the second book, it tries to. It feels like it tries to recapture some of the excellent mystique and the kind of like jumps in time that the first book had, and keep you along for the ride and appreciate the evolving problems and the way that one society ages versus the way that some individuals age when they're in and out of cryostasis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it feels like they try to do that, and it just doesn't have a good plot. It has no plot. It has no fucking fundamental problem that people are solving. And so they do this other. And so the book is split into two perspectives, and they're not running parallel, whereas they are in Children of Time. They are, one is way in the past, and one is present day. And the present day one is the humans and spiders who are getting along at the end of book one. Fine. The problem is that book two, its past is different set of terraformers who who find other planets to terraform. And for a while, not much happens. They're just there, terraforming a planet and wondering about the ethical concerns because one of the planets has life on it. There is an uncomfortable amount of time where there is no plot. It's like reading a shitty anthropology book. Like there's just nothing happening. Like there's like small points of friction, but there's no plot. There's no problem to solve. It's like, and I don't care, which is obnoxious because like we know they're not alive. We know things are gonna happen. Like, and there's one really interesting part of the book, and that's the problem. Is there's one, and like I struggled so hard to get here because like there's like friction with humans and spiders, but not really, and they can communicate now, so they can talk, and like there's an uncomfortable amount of time devoted to one dude who's trying to like hijack his brain so he can understand how spiders like transmit memories essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a lot of time devoted to that. I'm like, cool, that's neat. That'd be cooler if there were fucking things happening. And like the one cool part of this past perspective of the terraformers is on the planet that has life, a dude gets stabbed by something. It just like fucking takes like a almost like a needle and just stabs him in the leg and puts something in him. And what it ends up being is this weird microorganism that's like a hive mind that doesn't recognize what it just got put into. And so all of the life on this planet is incredibly simple. It's super basic. And so this thing hasn't gotten to learn. And so it goes and invades this dude's brain eventually and starts basically learning because it hijacks his nervous system. And it suddenly turns into a fucking horror movie where it starts saying like, we're going on an adventure. It's so cool. And so like one of it, so they basically just shoot the guy who is possessed. They like basically kill him.
Yeah.
And they recognize that like we need the countermeasure. Someone makes a countermeasure for this organism, and it's in the same room where they had to kill him. And so she runs back to go grab it and looks and sees the fucking mutilated body of the guy. smile and like swings his arm around because it still has his nervous system hijacked. And so it just puppeteers him like a marionette and jabs a sample of this organism into her leg to spread it. It's just like, what the fuck?
That's sick.
That's so cool. And so like the last guy is the captain who's seeing this unfold on cameras, and so he runs to like basically the escape pod and like has an axe, and the other people running after him. He's like, fuck. And so he kills him. He has to kill them because they can't fix it. And so he calls the one dude who is basically settling this aquatic moon. I think it's Disra. I don't. We're alone. It's just us now. There's nobody else. They something happened. They were possessed. I had to get rid of them. He's like, and so we can't make contact. I don't know if I've been infected. I can't come see you. We have to be separate. Don't ever come down here. Just fucking make a message. Don't have anybody ever come down here.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, why are you flying to me? You are on a ship right now flying at me. What are you doing? I'm going on an adventure.
Oh.
It's just like, oh no. And so the thing realizes the gambit's up and he says, and you're going to come on an adventure with me. It's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
That's so awesome.
It's so cool. And so that sequence is the best sequence of the book, by the way. The rest of it, not good. It's so much exposition and so much fucking... It's just exposition. There's so much of the book that is just painful amounts of exposition that I put it down. That's so hard for me to do. Like, I don't just drop books. And the writing is good. He's a very good writer. But fuck, like, his actual economy of language and language use and all this shit is good. God, it's just boring. I had to struggle to read it, and I just couldn't.
But
so what I actually started reading was a random book on my shelf that I was like, I haven't read you. What are you? It's a book called The Black Mirror by... Fuck. There's several things named Black Mirror. Fuck.
I was gonna say, it's on your... You can turn around and go get it, but...
I know what book series it's a part of. It's called The Bride Chronicles. Juliet Marillier. It is a historical fantasy novel set in like Ireland, and you're basically following the upbringing of a kid who is made to be king, to help reunite a lot of the Celtic land, since Christianity is kind of seeping in and eroding the way that they've traditionally done things, and fucking with their mythos and religion and all this stuff. And so it's really cool the way it kind of does like a lot of folklore and other religion versus what we think of as standards like Christian. Like they're little like Christianity seeping in, and like how one of the kings in the South is Christian. They're like, fuck that guy. He is giving up the old ways. That's not what we're about. And everything is kind of thrown topsy-turvy when a girl shows up on the doorstep. Like a baby. Like full moon, there's just a baby in a basket on the doorstep. Because she is a fae. Like she is a fairy. And she gets left on the doorstep. And so Bridie, the main character, is basically woken up by the moon, or the shining one as they call her, and basically told, go to the door. So he finds a fucking baby. He's like 6. So he's like, well, I can't leave her in the snow. And so brings her in. And so which the main mentor and owner of the house is a druid who is like, I fucking know that the Fae are crazy and they will, like, I don't know, occasionally steal people. But you let them in. I can't throw her back out. And so it turns into a very interesting kind of like two running stories, how like she is growing up and coming into her magic, where he is growing up and coming into being a king.
Mm.
And so it's interesting. And there's like very clearly a hard tangle between the two, where it's like she doesn't know that she gets to exist in his life because she's supposed to be made for something more grand. And she's like torn between, do I want to live with humans or do I go back to the forest to go be where magic is?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool. And it's starting to rear heads of romantic stuff, which is a little weird because like the druid tries to basically marry her off to get her out of his house when she's like 13, which I'm like, that's uncomfortable. And then I'm like, yeah, but this is in like the fucking 900s, so that's not crazy at the time. Like if you think about it in context, that makes perfect sense. It also is like two of my she's allowed to get mentored or like taught at a certain point, and the two teachers who live on this estate are like these two old dudes, and she realizes everyone's looking at her funny, and she's like, "Why is that?" He's like, "Do you think everybody changed on the property or just you?" She's like, "Well," he's like, basically, "Girl, you're a woman. You have tits now." And they're terrified because there's stories about fairies enchanting men and making them go crazy. Yeah, they're afraid of you. Yeah, but why aren't you guys afraid? He's like, well, we're old and at this point pretty immune to your charms.
Nice try, bitch.
And it's just like, listen, we've been around too fucking long. It's not gonna work here. We're fine. Like we don't care. It's kind of great.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah. So I've been enjoying them like a little over halfway. It's fairly dense, um, but it's yeah, I've been having a good time with it.
All right. Well, our last little bit of recommendations. I've got "Show You Off" by Honeymoon. Been listening to a fair amount of Sloth Rust recently, and this one came on the playlist that is auto created when you just forget to click to the next album. So, "Show You Off" by Honeymoon. It's very fun.
I had to pull something from the Dora Hedora soundtrack because I watched the scene of it with Sarah the other day. It's such a cool scene. And if you need something to get amped up and go a little crazy, Bad Faith by No Name, Know. It gets the blood pumping. I should not have listened to it this week in a cubicle. Absolutely not. The person hitting the snare drum goes bananas. It made me want to go crazy.
As someone who has used it as exercise impetus, I highly recommend. So, what is our quote draft this week, my guy?
A classic with a lot of variety to it. South Park.
All right, for my number one pick, I'm not sure. I'm HIV positive.
Respect my authority.
I don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and doesn't die.
Do you know what I am saying?
Oh, damn it.
Oh, we finally have an overlap.
You took one. I had the, oh, hell, Dad. I got lots of girlfriends. Instead, it's just my bottom bitch. Do you know what I am saying? To be honest, oh, wait, hold on. Do I want to say that one? I'll say this one because I couldn't find the one I wanted. Do you like fish sticks? Then you're a gay fish.
I don't have gills. Oh.
That's the one I was trying to look for the one. I couldn't find it. That was him with the like professor being like, do I, or the doctor, do I have gills? This, therefore I am not a fish. Anyway.
Now we can play the game. Fucking wow episode.
Oh man, there's so many great ones.
There's a lot of good ones.
Wendy, Stan wanted me to tell you you're a kind, a continuing source of inspiration to him.
But we cannot compete with your big American penis.
I don't know how to tell you this, Miss Clinton, but the terrorists snuck a snook up your sniz.
If you don't look where you're going, you're gonna have a bad time.
Okay. Oh no, that's not.
No, that's the ski instruction. You're gonna have a bad time.
Oh, there's so many I wanted to do. Well, to try to stay to our own structure, that is our episode. And thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to
like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
But don't forget, new episodes of Super Pros Bros come out the first and third Saturday of every month.
Bye.
Bye.